Can Instagram make you happier? Well, according to a certain study, it's possible it could make you happier. There's a study from the University of Southern California. 2 psychologists teamed with a marketing professor, and they did an experiment where they sent a group of 2,000 people at different times out on excursions and said, take photographs to half of them, and the other half, they just said, go have fun. And it turns out the people who took the photographs, when explaining how they felt about the situation, felt more intensely about the situation. So if it was a fun excursion, they had a better time. Instagramming photos of whatever they were doing made them happier than the people who didn't do that. And folks who did not take photos didn't feel as happy. But if it was a bad situation, on the other hand, if it was a negative experience, those who didn't Instagram it felt all right, but kind of bad about it. And folks who did take photos felt way worse about it. So Instagram could possibly make you happier, but it could also make you sadder. What are your thoughts? 5 words or less.
I'm #blessed. I swear.
I love Instagram models.
Don't worry, be selfie.
That's amazing.
That's
2 points. Right on. You've aggregated 4 points today. It's amazing, unprecedented. You Instagramming makes me unhappier. So it could make you feel good. But watching people get their food at the table and then be like, everyone pulls out their cutlery and then there's one person just going, oh no, before we share this pretzel.
Yeah.
Loomy light. What did you read this study? What does it make you think?
I think the study was actually pretty thorough. I think, it backed up a lot of what it was saying. But personally, I feel very uneasy about Instagram. I'm new. I haven't even been on Instagram for about a year, for less than a year. And I really like it as a way to connect with my friends and connect with people who maybe watch this show or care about similar things that I care about. And I like looking at pictures of artists that I follow and dogs. But I really don't like Instagram culture as far as the egos that it creates and the pressure and just everyone overthinks things on there and follower count. And it gets just kind of messy. And that's what makes me uneasy about it. So I was surprised to read this because Instagram doesn't typically make me happier,
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you guys feel about Instagram? I'm very curious because I know I'm still new to the medium.
Instagram, I think for some people live vicariously through Instagram. Some people look at the pictures that you post and they're like, oh my God, you're living the greatest life ever. But they may not see, when you're depressed when you're not posting that picture or you're just having a bad day. But then there's some people that may be having a bad day and may see something that just inspires them. Mm-hmm. Or it's like, oh man, I want to do that. Or like if someone goes whale watching and you post that on Instagram and I'm like, oh snap, where did she do that?
There you go.
There's a lot of different things that you can take from it in a positive way. And there's a lot of negativity that can come from it, from those negative people. Negative people will always find a way to be even more negative to you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then the positive people, like, I'm not mad if a girl's doing this so I can see the curve when she at the beach. I'm taking a selfie right now. I don't have a selfie like you do.
Yeah, you got to get one.
When they're trying to get the curve with the bikini, I'm like, I don't mind the curve with the bikini. Like, if that's how you feel, then cool. I'm going to look at it and be like, oh, that looks dope.
Yeah, I guess I have to take it back because I do like watching people take multiple selfies of themselves.
You have a selfie light. You have to like it.
In a hilarious way. You know what this works the best for? And it totally is for selfies, but the second thing it works best for is fine. It's like it's a better light than your flashlight. It's like a softer, wider light. Do you Instagram? Do you have an Instagram account?
I have an Instagram account. I never post anything anymore. I kind of hate social media. Initially when it started, it was a way to kind of just keep track of your friends and see what they're doing and all of that. A lot of the people I follow now on Instagram are hosts, they're public figures, and they post a picture every day. And I'm like, okay, you're my friend, and should I like this picture? Should I not like this picture? You're posting a picture every day. You already have 2,000 likes. Do you really need my like? Do you care if I like your picture or not?
Right.
And a lot of it, sometimes it seems like bragging, like Kenny was saying. If someone's having a bad day, they're not going to take a picture and be like, hey, I'm having a really bad day. They're always somewhere, having coffee at some fancy restaurant or on a, luxury vacation. A lot of these studies, you always take them with a grain of salt. And especially when you give people a purpose, they focus on it. And I think taking the picture is also, when smells remind you of something, I think this is what it did to people
Yeah.
that were taking the pictures, and that's why for the others, they don't really remember, they don't have those emotions when they recount what it was like when they went on their
Right. The
vacation.
interesting thing about this study is yeah, you can hear us say things like Instagram makes you happier. That's not specifically what's happening. Basically, it says that Instagramming does a bunch of stuff. One of the things it does is it keeps you aware and open about all the stuff going on around you. And in the same way that smells, remember, make you do stuff, or just tying like a ring around your finger reminds you to do, it's like a sensory reminder of what is going on in your life to put you in a time and place. It deepens the experience and heightens it, which is actually against what I think when I think about people who Instagram. Instead of making them seem more present, to me, they're always preoccupied with finding the next damn thing to Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, stop it. I had a friend in high school. It was just like, we're having a moment right now. And I think the last thing in this article from the Washington Post, it says that you don't need to buy a fancy camera. You don't even really need to Instagram anything. It's just reminding you to be more present in your daily life and allow yourself to feel specific things.
Right.
As opposed to the noise of everything.
Well,
that's
and to
happening
feel
around
it
you.
for yourself and for the people that you are experiencing it with, and not for undisclosed followers on your account that you might not know, and like Irina, you pointed out, might not necessarily care really. It's kind of a mindless like thing. I just, the relationship that has developed between followers and friends is something that I'm still navigating. And I hope I never lose sight of the fact that it is always more important to just have friends and connect with people in real time. And followers are great, and I really appreciate when someone likes what we do, or comes out to a show or something. But real life connection still is always going to be more important and more validating. But I think that people do look for validation from experiences through followers, and that to me,
Right.
I don't like.
They're two separate things.
Yes.
Your friendships and your followers, and I think a lot of people use the following to replace human interaction.
Yes.
That's just like saying, even when you go out and you're like, oh, when I moved to LA, I learned this phrase that everyone uses. Oh, this is one of my best friends. And
Yeah.
I hear that phrase all the time.
That's so
And
true.
I'm like, like in my world, I know a lot of people, I hang out with certain people. You can't put me in one clique. I don't have a clique. I roll by
Yeah.
myself, I move by myself, and I have people that I'll meet, hang out with. The point I'm making is some of our friends are associates, or, if I don't go to lunch with you, if I don't see you when the sun's up, if I only see you in the club, 3 times a week or whatever, or out at a restaurant or something like that, yeah, we're cool, but that doesn't necessarily make us friends.
Right.
When I have a barbecue at my house on Sunday, if I don't call you, then we're not friends.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like,
It's
if
like-
we're gonna go, go out and just kind of chill and kick and say, yo, let's go, grab lunch real quick. That's
Yeah.
a friend.
It's like Baskin Robbins going in them and saying, this is one of my 31 best flavors.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you Instagram stuff, and does it make you happier or sadder? What's the overall net effect on your life on a scale of 1 to 10, positive or negative? We'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.